What is going on, everybody? So today I have a special video for you guys because it's currently 3 a.m. So I just want to let you guys know that I don't normally do these type of videos, but you know what? I'm in a spooky, scary mood. So we better go watch some animations and about to get jump scared. I got 2 AirPods in, hooked up to the iPad, and I'm about to crank up the volume, and I hope I get jump scared. I haven't watched these videos. I'm gonna show like 2 or 3, and we gonna call it quits. So I heard 3 a.m. was one of the scariest times to like watch scary stuff and stuff like that. That's why I waited this long. I am very tired, and my hair is musty. As you can see, I was laying in the bed trying to stay up. But you know what I'm saying? This is for you guys. All right, sorry for that cut edit, but this is the video. It is called A Creepy Guy Who Stalks Me. So let's get into it. If it will hurry up and stop buffering.
When I was 17 years old, I went to my friend's birthday party. Lots of teenagers were drinking illegally. However, I was never into that kind of stuff, so I just sat with other friends and we just talked.
I can't hear how loud I am.
Then, one guy I had never met before joined the party and started talking to another group of people. Soon he turned to me and introduced himself as John. He was quite tall and had remarkably blue eyes. He seemed like a pretty nice guy at first, but he gradually started to act weird. He kept following me and seemed to have a strong obsession with me. One of my friends, Callum, saw my discomfort.
This is more weird than scary, bro.
Quit it, man. Don't be a creep.
John looked back at Callum.
What's weird is
and the look
it
in
sounds
his
like
eyes
they're
made my
whispering to me,
skin
bro.
crawl.
And that's low-key like freaking me out.
She's mine.
What he said was kind of creepy, so I called my dad to come and get me. Callum stayed with me while I was waiting for my dad at the front of the house. He's watching us. Callum told me, and my body went stiff. Here, hold my hand. If he thinks we're together, he might give up.
Never.
So I held
Your
his
friends
hand,
zoned him for a reason.
and then a loud shout of anger came from behind us. We both looked, and John was headed straight towards us. I was getting really worried. He looked like he was going to hit Callum. But just then my dad arrived. So I grabbed Callum's hand and we ran to the car.
Look at that.
As soon as we both jumped in, I explained everything to him. When we dropped him off at his house and returned home, I was leaning over my bed and about to go to sleep. And then I heard the front gate open. When I looked out the window, to my horror, John was sneaking into our yard. Dad got mad when I told him this, so he grabbed his baseball bat and went straight out.
I would just like to say, that dad, he's a good father. He's at the ready. Has a baseball bat by his desk, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Come run up on me at my house. See what happens.
But when he came back after a while, he was frowning. He said you left your jacket. When I got my jacket, a small piece of paper fell out of my pocket. Dad picked it up and opened it. You're mine, Michelle.
You're mine, Michelle.
A few weeks
It's creepy,
passed.
bro.
That experience had made me and Callum really close, so we started dating.
He got out the friend zone.
While
Let's
we were watching a
go.
movie at the theater, I really
No
had to
sense,
go to the
bro.
toilet. I rushed to the bathroom
You
to
can't just
avoid
say
missing
bathroom.
too much
There you
of the
go.
film. On my way back, at the door of the theater, John was there. He looked furious and was actually crying. Then
Homeboy's
he
a
rushed towards
simp.
me and said, "How could you do this to me?"
Homeboy's a simp, bro. Doesn't know the girl. Doesn't know her. Ain't crying over her. Simp. It's that simple.
I was baffled. I haven't done anything to you. He just stood there, stared at me, so I rushed back into the theater and told Callum what was going on. We left the theater immediately. I was pretty nervous about what happened, but I also thought everything would be alright soon. However, I was totally wrong.
If he doesn't give him the
A few
ones,
days later, I was in my backyard working on my art project when I heard sobbing. I turned around and John was there, holding a small
simple word
container
goes
of
to you.
medication in his left hand. My legs
Oh,
began
got
to tremble as he
medical
moved
problems.
closer to me. Why
Mental
are you
issues.
here? I asked him. I missed you, Michelle. I've been following you nearly every day. Are you
Get
with
the freak
Callum
outta
just
here,
to
bro.
make me jealous because it's working? But no, you are wrong. As John began smiling, my mouth
Is he
went
about to
dry.
drug her?
I don't even know you, so please leave. But when I said this, he began crying again as he pulled out a knife and pointed it
Uh-oh.
at me. I screamed and began running towards my
You
back
know what I'm
fence.
saying?
But before I
Heck
reached
nah.
it, he caught my shirt and pulled me to the ground. He held the knife to my cheek and then yelled, "I love you, Michelle. Nobody else
If you
can
love her, why
have
you gonna hurt her?
You're mine." I was horrified, and tears were rolling down my face. "Get off her!" All of a sudden,
Let's
my
go.
dad, who was gardening
Let's
outside,
go.
quickly ran towards
Let's
me.
go.
He beat
Give me the
him
ones.
with a bat, and then tied him
Yes,
up
sir. You
with
got
a
the,
rope and got
you know.
out of his shed. And I heard John mutter, "I thought you were alone." Once my dad made sure I was alright, he called the police and Callum. John began laughing like a maniac and yelled out in anger when he was arrested, "I kissed her. She's mine. Mine." Later, we got a phone call from the police, and it turned out that he was high on drugs and his room was full of pictures of me as well as a diary.
Heck no. Let me stop it right there. He has a room full of he gets a simple word of 2020. Matter of fact, for the next decade. Oh my God. Imagine if this was a true story, bro. If this was a true story, I honestly would feel bad for whoever the girl is. That's some scary stuff, bro. I thought this was gonna be like scary, like jump out at me, but this is just like scary stories. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to go like on my you feel me? But I don't know. I hope I'm not talking too loud.
Describing plans to kidnap and murder me. After that, John was sentenced to jail for 7 years. I'm 22 now, and Callum and I
7
are
years
still
for that?
together.
Get
We've
that boy
just
life.
moved
What
to
the
the city
heck?
together recently. I have deleted all social media, but I'm still in fear. We are 2 years away from the date John will be released. And
Hey,
I
just
know
get
that
your
one
boyfriend
day
to
in
learn how
the
to hit
future,
that 1-2.
John will likely come looking for me again.
Oh, heck no. Alright, so what I gotta say is, that wasn't scary, but it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? So, this next one, I'm gonna try to find a scary one where it like jumps out at you, but if I can't, then yeah, because I'm just gonna be looking at the thumbnails. I'm not gonna click on no videos because I don't want no spoilers or whatever. So let's get into the next video. Alright, so this next one is called My Neighbor is a Serious Stalker. It's a short one. I thought I might do it because I don't want to keep this video too long, and I like the first animation that they made, so I'm just gonna keep watching the same ones from this creator.
When I was 7 or 8 years old, a man moved to my neighborhood. He was around his 60s and introduced himself to me. His name was Tom. He was the only one who spoke English fluently in our neighborhood, but he always tried to speak our native language. He seemed really nice at first. One day after school, my friends and I saw a new cafe in our neighborhood.
The
We were
person
curious
narrating
and
this
wanted
is
to know
kind
how
of
many
creepy
desserts they
voiced.
had.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
we stopped by and looked inside. Then we heard someone say, "Hello, kids." He then
Pedophile.
said, "Come on in. You can have all the
Heck no.
desserts you want for free."
Heck no.
Without thinking, we went inside and stayed there for 2 hours. After that, we soon...
You don't know what strangers are? Homeboy brings him a cake. You don't think it's drugged? To me, he looks like a pedophile. I'm sorry, that little mustache he got, and 2 little girls, bro. Come on now, let's be realistic. What the
we
heck
stayed
is
there
this?
almost every day after school. Everyone
Every day?
started to like Tom. One day, we went to his cafe like we usually did, but for some reason, I felt
He's not
kind
there.
of uncomfortable. Because at some point, I noticed that there were only kids inside his shop. Tom came to me and
Heck
said,
no.
Hey, I saw you yesterday with a cat. Do you like cats?
I said yes, and he proceeded to talk to me more. He told me that he has 8 cats in his house and showed me pictures of his cats. All of a sudden, one of his pictures from inside his wallet fell to the floor. I picked it up and I could see a girl's face with blonde curly hair and green eyes. I thought that she was his granddaughter, but what he told me next was a huge shock.
If he has a dungeon,
He said,
bro, oh my god.
Oh, this is my wife. She lives in London right now.
I was confused because the girl in the
Me
picture
too.
was just a kid, maybe
That's what
14
I'm
or
saying.
15 years old. I thought that he was lying or something.
Bruh.
Then I got up. Oh,
Who gets up like
I
that?
forgot.
You know what I'm saying?
My mom is waiting for me. So I quickly left the shop and went back home. Then I just
you
hugged my mom.
Got him angry, bruh.
The next day, when I got to school, there were policemen everywhere. I didn't understand what was going
Why is the
on.
music picking up?
Then one police officer walked
Here?
over to me and he said,
Now it slows down?
"Kid, you have to come with us." They also called my parents, so we went to the police station together. It turned out that Tom's warrant was served. They found lots of data on his computer about the young girls who were raped by him. He even
Told you,
lied
bro.
about his name. His real name was Hardin. The
That's
worst
a pun.
and most horrible thing was when they entered his room. The entire wall was covered with my pictures. When they said this to my parents, I was terrified, so I fainted. The police arrested him, and he was put in jail for several years. Now I'm 18 years old,
Give him life,
but
bro.
I am still afraid. According to my neighbors, he's returning to our neighborhood. I don't want to go out, and I don't even know what to do. If anyone has any advice, please help me and let me know what I should do.
Did you? That was that was something else. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys for staying tuned for this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that post notification icon bell thingy. And all that being said, bro, I hope none of these scary stories are true. I hope they're just imaginations, because like low-key, if that happened in real life, like I said earlier, that's freaky. And like they said that boys only, like that man only got like 7 years. Like, bruh, did you not see what homie did? Life. I don't care. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all your support. We have passed 200 subscribers. I'm very blessed for all you guys, you know what I'm saying? Give all glory to God. But with that being said, thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for more.